Hello, my beautiful people. My name is Anotando Molosi, your girl. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And if you are new here, please join the fam, hit the subscribe button. Tonight, we're talking all things about things to know before you buy a car. Okay, a disclaimer before we get to it. I'm not a car specialist and I'm not even a finance specialist, and none of my videos constitute financial advice. Should you look for financial advice, please speak to someone who is a financial advisor. All right, let's get to it. Number one, I will just talk about general things that you need to know before you buy a car. One is that you must know obviously what car you're looking for, right? Number two, you need to take your time and shop around until you find what you're looking for or what speaks to you, right? You need to shop around. I would say rather shop around online first, just to get an idea of how much the cars are costing until you know exactly what you want. Or you can even drive to the dealerships. You can even take a test drive. I mean, they allow you to do that, so why not? So that's one thing you need to do. Take your time, and you need to know what car you're looking for. And then if you can, try to keep at least 6 months of the monthly installments that you think you want to pay on a monthly basis for a car, if you can, because when you do that, then you are on another level. And then at least you can also use that car. You can keep it aside and use it in case of an emergency, because there are tire bursts. There's a lot of things when we have a car that needs money. But then you can also use that money as a deposit into your car when you doing a car finance. And then another thing, I think this is general, like, guys, unless you really want to, but these days things are so much expensive, even cars. So if you don't need a brand new car, because some of these cars, you find a brand new car, it's 50,000 extra, for instance, than a demo car that is like 5,000 kilometers. I mean, what is 5,000 kilometers? That car hasn't been driven. Obviously, it's just a matter of us going into the dealers, doing a test drive, or even the car dealership people, they drive these cars when they get to their car dealerships. They drive them around. So 5,000, that is like nothing, guys, as compared to you saving 50 grand on your sale. But obviously, if you have a specific color, you have specific something, you can still get those on demos. Like, you can get a demo that is red if you want a red car. So those are the things that you just need to decide. Do I really want a brand new car, or I can take a demo? No one has owned it, but it's just that it has been driven, test driven, whatever the case is. Then they reduce the price. For me, I would take a demo at any day until I'm a millionaire, right? Okay, and then another thing that I want us to talk about, it's I don't know how to call this, the technicalities, but the things that you physically look for in the car, that you check before you buy a car. Okay, this might not be necessary if you're buying a brand new car, but if you are buying a demo or a second-hand car, right, you need to know how much kilometers you want your car to have, because it's no use that you buy a car that is gonna give you problems, that is out of warranty and a lot of things, that is like having 300,000 kilometers or 200,000 kilometers. For me, even 50,000, it's like a no. But for me, because I'm a girl, I know guys are very good with cars, I have to give that to them. So they don't mind driving cars with higher mileages, but personally I do, because guys, I'm staying in Cape Town and it's so risky, especially for us as women. You can't be having a car that you're stuck with next to the road somewhere, and you don't know who's gonna come and rob you or kill you or rape you. So for me, I don't want any car that is gonna give me problems. Financially, I would love to have a cheaper car that will take me just from point A to point B, but safety wise, no, it's a no. So That's another thing. And then it's kilometers, and then the demo thing. And then also, you need to, if it's a second-hand car, you need to get assurance, or you need to request something in writing from the dealership saying this car was never involved in a car accident. Never. Right? Never. Because you don't want to take a car that was involved in an accident. That will give you problems. And then it's so difficult to sell a car that was in an accident, because you have to declare that, and people can determine what price they want to pay you for that car. Because I mean, we don't know how deep that accident was, and what comebacks might come out of that, you know. And you might end up having to sell your car at a cheaper price. Okay, sharp. And then another thing, there's this thing, I don't know what they call it, but I think the others, I can't remember now which dealership it is, but I'm not even gonna call the name. It's 150-point check, where they check like almost everything in the car. They check as far as checking the tires. They checking a lot of things to make sure that the car is in a good condition before they give it to you, right? So here's the thing. When I bought my first car, I was a new buyer. I was just excited that I'm getting a car. By the way, I'm not even gonna mention the dealership or the salesman that was selling the car to me, because we ended up being friends later, and he's very good. Guys, I looked, oh, there was a tire report, but somehow it was forged and changed to 5s, whereas the tires were not in a good condition. Sometimes they might tell you, at least if they were honest enough, and tell you that these tires, this is the condition of them. But for me, they didn't, and they forged the report. And then I didn't know that. I didn't even look at it. Right, sharp. And then I think it was 2 months down the line, I'm like, nope, I know my car. And fortunately for me, as much as I was a first-time driver or first-time car owner, at least it took me, I think, about 2 weeks or 3 at least to get up to speed with driving, you know. So by the time I finished the month, I knew exactly when I'm at this speed, this is how my car reacts. And then 2 months down the line, I'm like, if you pass 100 at 120, my car is doing some funny things, you know. I'm like, no man, there's something wrong here. And I went to my brothers from where I was working, and I was like, guys, here's the key. This is where I parked my car, but I think there's something wrong with my car. Please drive it when you're going to site today, or when you're going for lunch or something. Just drive it, take it on the N1, take it to the N1 and see. But I feel like there's something wrong with it. Okay, sharp. So they took it, they drove the car, they're like, I know there's nothing wrong here. Okay, sharp. Understandably, because it's not their car, but it's mine, so I understand exactly. Sharp. So the argument was that if they don't feel anything, then at least they must take it to VW. Sorry, to, I'm not gonna say that name, to that car dealership. It was somewhere, I think. And then they took it there, and then the guys did the assessment on the car. And they said, okay, the problem with this car, it's the tires. They are finished, completely finished. Guys, 2 months of buying a car and the tires are completely finished. I know, I couldn't. And my worry was that I was going home to Eastern Cape. That's why I was worried about that. So I took the car. Okay, they brought it back, because those ones, they didn't sell me the car. They said, I got the car from the other branch. I'm like, but how? Like, ma'am, we don't know. You're gonna have to deal with the person who sold you the car. Sharp. So I took the car to the tire place after work, because it was late and they had closed at that time. So I couldn't take it to them. I took it to the tire place. They assessed, they told me the same thing. The tires are completely finished. So I had to buy like 4 tires, guys. You know, tires are expensive, right? So I had to buy 4 tires, and then I got them replaced. Sharp. And then I got the receipt, I got the test report from those guys, and then I kept it. I emailed it. Oh, I went home that weekend. I came back on a Monday. I emailed it to them and said, guys, I told them what happened. I took the car to your store and obviously the different branch, and they told me this, and I took it to a tire place. They also did the report. This is the report. And at this time now, I had got my other male colleagues to look at the report, and we checked, and they were like, but I know there's that thing, they do check the tires there. And then we checked it only to find out it was forged. And I told them, no, this was forged. You couldn't see there were twos and other things on this thing, so you guys changed it. So I need new tires. And they got me my new tires, even though they were panicking, complaining, didn't want to. But I was like, I want new tires. I want my money back. Can't be buying new tires 2 months down the line, like really now. Okay, sharp. So that's another thing. You need to check those things. You need to check, like, get a guy if you're a girl, or if you're a guy and you don't know much about cars, get someone who knows about cars. Take that person with when you're going to view your car, or go for a second viewing, go for a test drive with that person, and then they will look at things, then they will tell you this is right, this is wrong, and all that, sharp. And then another thing that I want to talk about, it's finances. Guys, I wouldn't finish this conversation without talking about Mula, money talks, right? Yeah, we always say that. So I want to talk first about finance, because you first need to compare with the dealerships, because sometimes you would get the same car but it's slightly different than the other one. The other one is cheaper than the other one, so it's always good to do that, and you stand a good chance to negotiate if you do that. So you need to shop around different dealerships, and then you will get the good deal that you need. And negotiate, guys, me, negotiate. Like, why not negotiate? If you can, you've got nothing to lose. The least those people can say is to just say no. I mean, they said no, nothing is gonna happen to you. So negotiate as much as you can. You know me, guys, about this. Like, right now, you should know me. Negotiate. So you need to shop around, and then you negotiate, and if you can, before we get to even the bank finances, if you can, please, guys, pay cash on the things that you can pay cash. I had someone saying that for them, they even went as far as going to that dealership and asking that salesman, how much is your commission? And they paid it cash so that they just financed the car. So if you can, reduce the money that you're financing with the bank as much as you can, right? Unless you've got money, you're buying that car cash, then, yeah. So, like, things like smash and grab, things like license registration, those things, you don't really have to, like, finance them with the bank, because you're gonna pay that money back with an interest. But if you can, why not? And then now let's move to the bank financing your car. If that bank is giving you an interest rate, I always say try to compare with all the finance originators, all the people that can finance your car, all the banks, all that. Then compare their interest rates, compare their terms, compare if their rates are fixed or variable, right? You need to decide whether you want a fixed rate or you want a variable rate. And then you need to compare what interest rate they're giving you. Negotiate. After receiving that interest rate, negotiate. You've got nothing to lose. Okay? Negotiate. And try to get the best rate you can ever get. Guys, you know me. Negotiate, please. Don't just take what you're given by the banks. They're making money out of you. Of course, there's nothing wrong with that. It's their business. They're in business of making money out of us. But try to negotiate. Yeah. And then another thing, just know your term. If you want to pay over 6 years, it might make your installment a bit lower. read your contract. On my other video, I was talking about the car balloon payment. Read your contract, because they do add these things on your behalf without consulting you. So if you don't want a balloon payment, read your cost breakdown and understand every item. What is this money for? What is this one for? And if you didn't ask for that, ask them to remove it, please. Okay. So yeah. And then once you do that, if you need a balloon payment, go for it. But for me, I would say no, don't. But I'm not here to judge. If your situation says you need this specific car and you can't afford it right now, you need a balloon payment, just understand the terms and conditions. Just understand what it comes with, right? Because that's a temporal relief, but it's got its disadvantages at the end of the day. So please, guys, those are the things you need to do. Yeah. I hope I'm making sense. And if you like what I'm talking about here, please join the fam. What are you waiting for? Join us. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and share my videos as much as you can. I love you so much. For all those who are returning, guys, I love your support and I appreciate your love. Keep doing what you do best, supporting and loving your girl. I love you so much. I can't express how much I'm thankful for your loyalty and your love, and I hope I'm helping you guys in one way or another. And if you have further questions, please do DM me on Instagram. I'm Anothando Molosi, or Facebook, or even send me a WhatsApp if you know me personally. I'll respond. Thank you guys. Cheers.